Live at 5. Live in the morning. Live in the AM. 8 a.m.
Do what?
8 a.m. Monday. Monday, September 12th, 2022.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're live. It's 8 o'clock.
Shit.
Wake up and smell the oatmeal.
Smell the oil field?
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal. Okay.
You don't understand Texan very good, do you?
No, I can't. It's been a busy morning. Bumcrack was first.
He says he can't be first, but he is. Morning, Mr. Sadie. Morning, Lag. Cindy, why? I don't know why. Just because. Why? Because I love you. MICKEYCINDY. Cindy Mouse. Cindy Mouse.
Oh, Lord. How was your weekend?
Oh, kind of uneventful, I guess, is what you would. Sales were pretty low. Got a few, but like 7, 6, 7. Nothing big either. And went to a couple of estate sales, one on Friday after the show and one on Saturday. And they were here in town. And they were run by like the locals, no estate sale companies. So I was able to pick out a few good things for not too much.
Cool. That's good. It rained here just about all weekend.
I got like made some listings already. I got some silver plated flatware. I listed it for like 3 different batches for like $300. And got it all for $30.
Right.
So that'd be good when and if it sells.
Hey, Tex.
Texas Val, good morning, young lady. Young lady of the Texas Plains.
She comes in with her spurs on. Ka-chinga, chinga, ka-chinga, ka-chinga. We made s'mores and ate too many. Mr. Sadie, you're not supposed to make s'mores and eat too many.
Yep. Played poker twice and won a little bit both times.
Wow. You did?
Yeah. I don't know. If I played more like Sadie does, I could probably win a
Winning?
lot. I could probably win a lot more when I do win.
What's he playing? Twice a day?
No, I don't mean how often. I mean just the way his strategies and the way he goes about playing.
Oh.
He can really get up the what they call having a good run, get a long ways in a tournament. No, not high roller tables, just the way he plays is. I'm a little more conservative most of the time. And a lot of times I'll make a little bit, but he has a larger percentage. The way he plays, he has a larger percentage of being able to place high in a tournament.
Good morning, Mark.
Not much, Mark. Just getting the week started, getting the morning started. Texas Val, getting ready to head back to the hospital. Oh no, Mom's been in ICU starting week 4. God. Aneurysm burst in her head. Yeah,
Well, you're in our thoughts and prayers, Val.
that's bad news. It's so weird, an aneurysm. Some will kill you immediately, and some will kill you in 2 minutes, and some they can get control of. So
My uncle had one to burst in the back of his head, and he recovered, but he was always right there on the edge of, you know, of everything going bad. He never really fully recovered. He just was, he could talk and
yeah,
feed himself and that kind of stuff, but he had to have help with everything else. And
yeah. I mean, the different parts of the brain control different other things, and then everything's connected. Yeah. Saying some prayers for Texas Val. Put her on my prayer list. Yeah, a band director acquaintance of mine. They're coming home from a football game, and one of the high school girls just started screaming, and his wife was on the bus and just put that girl's head in her lap, and they drove to a emergency room and a busload of kids, and that girl died right there before they could get her off the bus.
wow.
So that can be, I guess it depends on the size of the blood vessel that bursts, or what portion of the brain it's in.
Right. Well, Val, I'm thinking about you because I know how hard it is. Um, is Valerie in the chat? Valerie, Valerie. I guess not. She,
Texas Val or
um, what the hell's
North
her name?
Carolina?
Valerie, that lives in Charlotte now.
Okay.
Valerie, formerly of Kansas.
Who's in California? She
Yeah.
needs a little prayer too. They need
Oh,
to.
yeah. That's what I was asking
They've been.
Messenger earlier, and she said they were hoping to be able to go back to the house today. They've been in hotels, and apparently they've been gouging the hell out of people.
That's not right,
Just,
man.
that sounds like a class action suit to me.
Just because you can fill your hotel doesn't mean you need to up your prices and gouge. That's not right.
Scott needs to get on the phone to his president and tell him he needs to do something about that. That just is not right.
$200 a night. She didn't say how swanky a place it was, but I mean we paid more than $200 a night to stay in Miami Beach hotels, but that was Miami Beach. She just in a town in California.
These are just hotel rooms, just some place to park,
Yeah, crazy.
which I think it's just her, and her daughter. I think it's just Valerie and Julie.
Well, they got two little children, and
Apparently, Julie's husband and the little kids have gone to his family's house.
oh, pain in the rear. There's Valerie in Facebook. I see her. Yeah, Valerie, that used to be the host of this show.
Good morning, Carol.
She went to visit her daughter in California, and the wildfires in the brush out there made them evacuate the place where her daughter lives, so they've been staying in a hotel.
Yeah, Mark. Everybody else is sleeping on the streets. They shouldn't have any problem with her parking her van out there, or Julie parking her car and them sleeping in it.
And I used to do that when I was young and fit.
Well, there is a
Just
lot
roll
of
the.
people on YouTube that are living out of their car because they just choose to. And, their videos show how they got it set up, how they do stuff, where they, the types of places they stay at for the night.
Yeah, I used to travel out west some, just by myself, visiting some folks out there. And when it got to be nighttime, I just pulled into like a roadside pull out, rolled my bedroll out in the back of my pickup, slept under the stars.
Oh, Lord.
Had no cares in the world. Somebody could have come up and clonked me on the head and taken my pickup and left me laying on the side of the road. But you don't think about that when you're young and dumb. Yeah, Texas Val. Until you have to change diapers. I don't much care about changing diapers. I haven't done one in a long time, but they weren't fun. We had boys. You had to lean way back so they didn't squirt you.
Lord have mercy. The days. My good morning, Beth.
Yeah, you got God, Valerie. You you jumped out of airplanes and you've Texas or Carolina Valerie. She's got stories to tell. She jumped out of airplanes and she's
Well, she might have a hurricane story to add to her list if things happen the way they keep saying out here. They say it's gonna be a bad year for hurricanes. Um, the boy Valerie said that she started potty training her this week. The daycare that the twins went to, they wouldn't let you bring in like pull ups. You had to bring in underwear because they said they needed to feel uncomfortable. It took them about a week and they were potty trained. 4 dozen pair of underpants every day, but hey, that's what wash machines are for.
yep. So we got Reds in here. Carol finally woke up. Hello, Carol.
Well, she stays out all night at the club.
She got to shake her booty in front of all those eligible men out there.
Yeah, the wealthy ones.
So it finally turned a little cooler here in Texas and it started raining, so the okra decided to start making again.
Well, cool.
So it's time to make some gumbo and some fried okra. Grandma used to call it okra.
Okra, yeah.
Gonna fry up some okra, are you? Yeah, Granny.
That African American lady that's on used to have a talk show. Uh, she interviewed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Her name is Okra.
Okra Winfrey.
I've always called her Okra. I don't know why, but that's just what I have.
Okra Winfrey.
Okra Winfrey. Okra Wimpy.
Yeah, it's not so dry now. I even
We got rid of the bugs too because of the smoke from the lawnmower.
yep. I got some I got some green bean plants blooming like crazy. Some little bitty old green beans starting to come up on them. So you've never had okra? Well, you missed out. Unless you just flat boil it. If you put it in a pot and boil it, it just turns into gooey. Looks like
Snot.
looks like snot. Looks like green snot.
Okra has to be fried.
It'll just slide down your throat. You don't swallow it; just
Yeah.
slides down.
Yeah.
It's kind of like eating unflavored Jello almost. It's just ugh. But
Fried okra.
you put some Cajun seasoning in a crock pot with some beans and rice. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I was perusing through that cookbook that I posted in the group. I think I'm gonna make that. I think I'm gonna make that cabbage crock pot dinner tonight. That just looked like awful good, and I need something good.
Actually, okra takes so long to get to where it's making. It could be like 4 months after you plant it before it starts making. Yeah, a lot of people just boil okra with tomatoes.
Yeah.
And when we were little, if Mom made boiled okra, we called it snot. And if she boiled it with tomatoes, we called it bloody boogers and snot.
Now I grew up on like my mom would dice up a tomato and cook it out in a frying pan and eat it on top of rice or well, some people eat on top of grits, but I ain't messing up grits with that.
Okra's better if you fry it or if you cook it in a gumbo or something. I need to get a good gumbo recipe. I tried once and it was okay, but it wasn't like you get in the restaurants in southern Louisiana. I never know how much seasonings to put in. I need to just get a good recipe and follow it. You know.
I think that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to start off with a recipe and follow it to the letter, and then your next batch you adjust, like you put more spices in it or less spices or whatnot. Val, back in my younger days when I scuba dived, we did a bunch of wreck diving, and I had some excursions with some sharks, sometimes going down through wrecks. I think the warm water that they swam into kind of scared them off.
Scared the
You're
pee
swimming
out of you, I
along and you're
think.
looking in, rooms because they've taken these are controlled wrecks. These are not really wrecks. They've taken all the doors off of them and they made them safe for sport divers before they sink them. And so you're swimming down the main hallway of a freighter or something like that, and you're looking inside inside the cabins, and every once in a while you throw your light in there, and there'd be a shark looking back at you. Good morning, Glock.
Come on,
Good
lag.
times, a lot of fun. I'd have to get down to about 180 before I tried diving again.
You haven't lived till you got out to your backyard garden and picked a fresh tomato right off the vine and just chowed down on it right there. Good stuff.
My dad had a sunroom and they kept tomatoes going year round in that thing. You know, just a couple of plants, and but they kept tomatoes going all year round. Val, you need to go get certified.
Yeah. Where's that picture? So you know
It's a
when the
tomato, Todd.
tomato.
It's a tomato.
Some
It's not
people
a
call
tomato.
them maters.
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
it's a tomato. They have them over across the big pond at tea time. But I tell you, I
Well,
could eat BLTs 3 times a day, every day.
everywhere in Ireland and Great Britain, they would have sliced tomatoes at every breakfast. They would
That
have big breakfast. There were lots of 2 or 3 kinds of sausages and all kinds of sliced cheeses, and of course they would have some eggs and scones.
when we were in the UK, I mean, we're in the UK. When we were in Ukraine and in Russia and Moldova, at breakfast time they always had tomatoes and cucumbers, that type of stuff.
Tomato,
Sorry, Bumcrack, I got you and Lag mixed up. Forgive me.
taters.
Forgive me, Bumcrack, for I have sinned.
What's a scone? A scone's like a muffin,
Yeah,
almost kind of like a
a heavy
croissant.
muffin.
It's kind of like a croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah,
What did you call me?
I think Sadie sent it back to me. I sent Sadie a picture of the neighborhood cats that Gwen's feeding.
And I knew she's a good person.
Is that a is that a cat? No, that's a friendly neighborhood skunk right there. Uh,
Hey, Chicken Toad.
sitting there eating cat food right out of the cat food bowl.
Is that a skunk?
Yes,
Damn, Todd.
we got skunks, we got coons, we got armadillos, we got uh, possums.
You
And they
better.
all come up. They all come up and eat cat food from time to time.
You need to make sure the dogs don't get hold of that skunk
I know.
because they will not let you on the plane if you stink.
Every time, every time Bonnie hears or sees, she doesn't bark at the cats any, but anything else that's out there eating on the cat food, boy, she goes crazy. And loud, man.
When my
And there's
parents
no warning. She'll hear a sound outside that we don't even hear, and she's got such a loud first bark, that first bark, and then she jumps up and runs off the bed and wakes us up, and I'm like,
my when my
really
mom and dad lived
pisses
out on
Gwen
the lake,
off.
they had a big back porch that faced the lake. And when I moved away from down there, I moved into the city, and I had a big husky chow mixed dog. He's just a mutt. And Yoda liked my mom's cooking better than mine, so he stayed at the river. Anyway, she kept this big, these big old 5-gallon popcorn tins. Usually has like 3 flavors of popcorn in it. She had one of those, and she kept dry dog food in it. And in the morning, she'd just go out there and she'd put him out some breakfast scraps and pop the lid on that uh, can of dog food, and he would just help himself eat the leftovers from breakfast and drink his water, and then go about his business. If my mom didn't go out there and close up the dog food real fast, like the squirrels would just pile up inside that thing. So she got to the habit, or my dad would go outside after he finished eating breakfast, so he'd close it, and Yoda was finished eating. He would close it up. Well, they started hearing this bump, 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 and those damn squirrels would get out there and they'd put their little feet up under the rim of the lid, and they would bounce it trying to get the lid off. And damn if they didn't. They had 20-pound squirrels running around their yard because they would eat all that dry dog food. They were some of the biggest, fattest squirrels I've ever seen. And then they got really boastful about it. They would Yoda would be eating out of the can, and they would just walk up beside him and stick their head in there and start eating too.
Yeah, the neighbors think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I go to my garden, next door neighbor dogs, my garden is right by the fence. They keep their dogs in. Boy, those dogs just bark at me. I'm like, good morning, guys. And they're, they won't stop until either I leave or mom and dad next door call them in the house. I've been out there so much, you'd think they'd get used to me.
Yeah.
I'm out there at least every morning, at least once. But they got to bark at me every friggin' time.
Like, they lived near the nuclear power plant, so there was a big area of the lake that was in a no hunting area.
Bigfoot.
So there was no shooting them with 22s.
Oh no.
Because the men with little flashy lights on top of their car would come to visit you. Oh, Beth. We hope she gets better.
That's not good.
That's terrible.
Did she get it from pneumonia or just got sick? Anyway, prayers for her. I'm an acquired taste. Dogs know better. My
Now,
dogs love me.
you people that are getting as old as me and Todd, you're headed that direction quickly. Y'all got to start taking care of yourself. We keep telling Carol she can't stay up all night at the daggone club, and then get up and think she's going to function like she did when she was a teenager or in her 20s. Yeah, Beth. Yep. She'll be in our prayers too.
Lots of people to pray for. Man, that was quite a procession moving the queen from place to place.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad to get a change in monarchy.
It's
you see old films of Elizabeth getting her coronation, and
and she was quite the looker when she was young.
She wasn't bad.
Good morning, Scan. Yeah. One of my neighbors is from the UK, and I said, "You going home?" He said, "Hell no, I bet you can't get an airline ticket into London." And
yeah, they've been doing stuff for they're having a period of mourning for 10 days. I guess the funeral is at the end of the 10th day, so
Yeah.
we're about 4 or 5 days in now. Anyway,
He's my friend. He he said, they're called the Republicans. It's a group that wants to get rid of the monarchy, and he said, but they're stupid. He said they don't understand. Like in this right now, they, they will make more money off the taxes of um, off of the sale of junk, memorabilia from her passing, and just the people coming in town. It's coming in and eating in restaurants and from the street vendors and whatnot. Then they will offer their wool production for a year. He said the monarchy is nothing but a big tourist attraction. He says these damn Americans come over there, and his wife's an American. These damn Americans will go out there and stand all day in front of Buckingham Palace, hoping to catch a glimpse of one of the royals.
oh, I've been to Buckingham Palace when they changed the guard. That's a good show. They have
You need
beautiful horses, and the uniforms are spectacular, and the marching and the parade band played some good British marches. It's quite a show when they changed the guard at Buckingham Palace.
and there's probably lots of tourists standing around watching.
Oh yeah, buses and buses and buses loads.
Which Derek is from. Derek's family has money. He's the black sheep of the family, apparently. Uh, he they're from one of the ritzy areas around Windsor. Anyway, he says you gotta love those tourists. Todd's going back to Italy. He's going back to Italy.
Going to Italy.
Yeah.
What's my wife doing in Italy?
Shopping. She's gonna get her a little Prada, a little, you know, uh, Coach, a little Bill Blass. She's gonna get her a little bit of everything while she's over there. Second day over there, Todd's Facebook messages will be, "Oh my God, she's killing me."
I'm going to take her down the side street and buy her a fake Gucci bag.
Like up in New York buying a Rolex for $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good little. I'm gonna call it show. I don't, event when they do the changing of the guards at the Unknown Soldiers.
Bring you back a Prada purse. And I was so excited Saturday. I went to the estate sale and I bought a Dooney Burke bag and got it home. And yeah, it's fake as hell. Whatever. I mean, it looks good. It looks like a Dooney Burke bag, but it doesn't have the tag on the inside where it's supposed to be, and so on. Hank came in. Hi, Hank. Oh man.
Somebody posted on Facebook because it just popped up on my computer. It's a Tesla with one of those. You'll see people with these racks on the back of the car with like a hover round or a scooter on it, for old people. Well, it's got a generator and 2 batteries on it.
Yep.
No, excuse me. It's got a generator and two like 2.5 gallon gas cans. Since we were talking about Teslas, I think it was on Friday. The Did you get any of your stuff listed?
Yeah, I got the silver plate all listed. Silver plated silverware, flatware.
Right.
I got a cake stand with a sterling silver base. I got it listed. Yeah, I listed probably 15 things this weekend.
God, you must have been exhausted.
No, no, it kills me to list more than 5 a day.
If Bridget's listening, she's rolling her eyes.
I know Bridget can list 30 items in a couple of hours. It takes me a couple of weeks to list 30 items. And I got stuff, man. I got stuff. Any good sales? No, mine were slow this weekend. This past weekend, I sold $1,000 worth of stuff, but this weekend I sold maybe $250 worth of stuff. It was not good, not as good. A few sales, but they were, you know, pair of boots or nothing special. Sold a ring for $7. I've had that ring for like 4 years, and it wouldn't sell because there's a name engraved on it.
Right.
On the outside of the ring, not the inside. So finally I just said, okay, I'll sell it for cheap just to get it
What
out of
was the
here.
name on the outside of it? Was it just a person's name or their whole name or what?
Let me, I'll just screen share it here if I can. Give me a second to bring it up. Do, do, do.
Like if you can see the numbers, that means that there's stuff in those boxes that have been listed. If you don't see a number, those mean those are empty boxes. I went through and I got rid of a bunch of stuff. Stuff that I had listed for 10 years. So I priced it cheap.
So it had the date
Oh,
2008 on it. It had the name Amber. So not just anybody was
yeah.
gonna buy that. It's a little sterling. I mean, it's sterling silver, but it's got big old honking engravings on it. And 2008. So, and then there's some initials right there. Looks like ASN.
Amber.
Amber S.
What's on the other side? On one side is amber. What's on the other side?
Let's see. Uh,
Damn, Todd.
I'll get there. Shut up.
Okay, what's that? Ivy Tech. Is it
Yeah,
Ivy
so
Tech or Joy Tech?
I don't know. Probably Ivy Tech. It's probably like a present for somebody graduating.
Yeah.
700. It wasn't 700. It was $7. Sold it for $7 with free shipping. going to Texas.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, Dusty and Bridget and Valerie, they're always saying, you got a list. If you want to sell, you got a list. You got to play with that thing every day.
Yep. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. What else did I sell? I sold a part to it's a swimming pool part. I'm about out of swimming pool parts. Man, I made a lot of money on swimming pool parts.
Now, you converted your pool to saltwater, right?
Sold a DVD player. Yep. Sold a pair of Wrangler jeans.
They look short.
Well, because they're folded over. Maybe they are short. Sold some kitchen knobs. What else did I sell? One more
I'm glad to
thing.
see Todd has a lot of inexpensive items that he sells too, besides the $300 this and the $500 that and the $22,000 diamond and platinum bracelets.
Sold a duffel bag. So, I did even worse than I thought. My total sales for the weekend, $127.
Dang.
And that includes shipping. It's pretty bad this weekend for my sales. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Good morning, Landshark. I didn't see you think about being live until it was like 3 hours ago.
Right, Joanna, is just stuff just piles up around here. Every time I bring a load of stuff home, Gwen says, "Where are you going to put that?"
Well, I'm gonna stick it in the corner. I'm gonna stick it in the corner of your office. No, hell, you're not.
She had trouble getting to her cat food yesterday morning because of the stuff I had stacked up.
I was still asleep.
She wasn't real happy about me putting death pile stuff in front of her cat food.
Well, you got that nice carport out there. You should just close it in and use it for your debt pile.
I should do. Stock market minute. Hey, we're in the green. Probably should have rebought at the beginning of July. Stocks kind of came back in the middle of the summer. But no. I think they're fixing to come out with this week they're going to have a report on inflation rate. To the moon. Yeah, stocks going to the moon. But yeah, fixing to go to Italy. You gonna do all the shows next week? Cause I ain't gonna be here.
You're gonna be going on next week and the week after, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess so.
There will be another dip. I can just about guarantee that. They'll come out with that. They'll come out with that interest or the inflation report. And then the feds will come out of another meeting and say, "Oh, we're going to raise another 3/4 of a point interest rates." Those idiots are just killing the economy. And they're just so stupid. They're the ones who caused this problem.
I was reading over the weekend where another couple of states had said if they're going to tax the if you get your $10,000 student loan written off. You got to pay taxes on it, and that caused a tremble in the force.
Yeah, I know, lag, but they shouldn't have caused this problem in the first place. They're trying to fix a problem that they made. They printed all that friggin' money. The government, politicians over there, yeah, print it up, baby. We can spend that. And boy, did they, huh?
Well, if people would go from now to the end of the year not using credit cards, not using credit, not buying cars, not buying houses, it might thin out all this excess spending that people are doing.
It's not the people, it's the government.
Well, if
I
they,
like
they
to
don't have
call
all
them
that damn
government.
sales tax and crap like that, because in North Carolina you don't pay sales tax on food, so it's all the other crap that people are buying.
They just, all the money, you know, they gave everybody a stimulus check and we're all like, that feels good. But then they gave businesses money too I mean, they just
Yeah,
pump so much money into the economy.
but
And now they're forgiving student loans that I, I every time I say they shouldn't forgive student loans, people get mad at me on Facebook, and I don't bring it up anymore, but here I am bringing it up. You know that the college students knew what they were getting into when they signed that dotted line. Hey, yeah, I'll take the loan. And I know, but I
whoever
never had
told
a
them this was a good deal, they need to go back and sue the shit out of them.
I never had a loan forgiven in my whole life.
It's
But
insane.
but Todd, things were cheaper back when you went to college. I'm like, yeah, it was. But my first full-time job was for $2 an hour. Come on. You forgive me? Thanks, lag.
We have a friend that's a professor at a local university.
For
She makes
what,
about
lag?
$150,000 a year. She got her PhD and she teaches 2 classes. I'm like, they need to get rid of some professors, and you need to teach 5 or 6 classes a day for that kind of money. Oh, she don't like that. I have a PhD. Well, big fucking whoopee doo.
Yeah.
You've got a PhD in history.
I mean, I used my college degree. I went out with my music degree, and I taught band for 33 years. But people don't do that kind of stuff anymore. They go to college for 4 years, get a degree, and come out and go to work at
My
Costco or somewhere.
my former neighbor, they had a son that has a degree in theatrical lighting, for the theaters, Broadway type stuff, plays.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, what the fuck are you going to do with that? Pardon my French, everybody. And he said, I'm going to get a job in the theater. And he looked and he looked and he looked and he looked and he couldn't find one. So I said, have you looked on any of the cruise lines to see if they need them? And his mom looked and she says, "Oh, I found a couple of them. They don't pay all that well, but all their room and board's included in it, and blah 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 blah."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "It's probably supposed to be a pretty tough job too," and she said, "Yeah." She said, "But he needs a pretty tough job for a while."
There you go.
But he
Oh
never
yeah.
did. He works at a hospital as a well. He's worked his way up. He's in the office doing stuff. He started off as the person that you check in with, and they take all your information when you come in, um, name, address, insurance card, check, credit cards, all that kind of stuff. He started off with that. Now he's up in bookkeeping somewhere. Degree has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Which Roberta has a friend that has a degree in geology, and she was a geologist for the government for years, and then she just got tired of it, and she went to work for that. She went to work for the same company Roberta worked for at the time, and has nothing to do with geology. She just knew how to do computers and databases and stuff like that. Well, Lag, I'm sorry if you were offended. Apparently, there's talk about getting away from taxing Social Security on the federal level. North Carolina doesn't charge income tax on Social Security. And because they can't get people to work, they're talking about doing away with the cap on how much money you can earn before you turn 66 and a half or something of that sort. So all that's changing. It could change. So if anybody wants to be on the show next week, feel free to jump on. Social Security. It's what you're paying into right now if you have a job or if you had a job. Yep, Glock. Not to get too political, but I think there's a lot of congressmen and senators panicking up there in D.C. right now. Am I going to be back next term or not? Yeah, Mr. Sadie. Absolutely. There's Todrick.
Sorry.
Hey,
Wife
Guinevere.
came in from her walk, and then I had to go. Oh, she brought me a weed.
Are you
It
going to
was on
roll
the
it and smoke?
ground. Yeah, smells like smoke. Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
since the teacher's going to be gone next week, I think we're going to be watching film strips.
If I went back to high school knowing what I know now and came out, I'd just go. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go to electrician school and just learn how to be an electrician or a plumber or a heating and air conditioning guy, or yeah, how about them Cowgirls? Golly, their defense is good, man. That
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cheerleaders.
no, Cowboys, but just zero offense. I mean, it doesn't matter how good your defense is if your offense can't do squat. Man, they traded off all their good players to get under the salary cap, and it just bad. It's bad.
Yeah, Eagles have the best team money can buy.
They're paying a second-rate quarterback. He's not horrible, but they're paying a second-rate quarterback 10 times what he's worth. Eagles? No, they're not. Eagles beat Detroit. Yay. I know it's sad, lag.
Like you're behind times. Haven't you heard the joke about the only way the Cowboys is going to make it to the Super Bowl if somebody buys 30 tickets, admission tickets?
I tell you what, that owner, he just in it for the money. He sold out the world, and because he's such a showman, puts on a good show in Dallas and uh, build a $1 billion stadium, and that's that's the highest grossing franchise, sport franchise in the world. No other team from any other sport in the world brings in more revenue than the Cowboys um, conglomerate. And why? I don't know, because the team has not been worth the money people pay to support them.
I'm waiting for curling season to start.
We watch wrestling, yeah.
um, well, you heard that the Bears are moving out of Detroit or Chicago. Where are they at? Wherever they're at, Chicago.
Where are they moving?
They're moving out to the suburbs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and that is it. Lightfoot, the governor, or
tractor
mayor,
wagon.
she's losing her shit about that. Apparently, the stadium's too small. It's the smallest one in of all the NFL teams. The traffic's terrible. The crime rate up there is terrible. So,
Yeah, that Parsons kid on Dallas defense, he is something to watch. He gets after it. Dallas has got a pretty good defense, but they traded off all their good linesmen and they traded off all their good receivers, and they're paying that running back millions and millions every year, and he's no good anymore. He's just worn out and he got hurt some.
um, I remember when it was the teams were that everybody pulled for were um, the Cowboys, the Bears, and the Packers. That's
You
before
watch Cowboys will fire their coach again at the end of the season. It's not the coach's fault when you don't give them good enough players to use.
that's it. They want them to make silk purses out of hog ears.
Shoot. How many 8-8 seasons did the Cowboys have? Like 20 out of 25. It's just silly. Last year they started off good, but then fizzled. This year they haven't got a prayer. Not a prayer.
Dang, that 24K, he's kind of harsh there. The Cowgirls and the Deadskin fans. Well, you know, it's getting so expensive to have these teams. And people are so fickle.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
They quit coming.
It doesn't matter that, yeah, Prescott's got to have a surgery now on his hand. He broke it. Quarterback for Cowboys, but it doesn't matter because they weren't going to win anyway with the other players on the team. They're just they got no offense, no offense. Whatever.
We've got some friends, or my parents have some friends that they were Atlanta Brave fans their whole lives. They had seats at the stadium.
I know it, 24K.
And they
gave him away.
The Braves got so bad that they would go up there, and if it wasn't for the away team being in, fans of the away team, there wouldn't be anybody there. And they ended up buying a box up there for nothing because nobody wanted them, because nobody was going up there because people are fickle.
Cowboys rebuilding. They've been rebuilding for 25 years.
So they then the Braves started making a comeback, and they started, you know, doing really well, and everybody got back on the Braves bandwagon down there. And people started trying to buy that dadgum box from them, which that box holds like 15 or 20 people. Tried to buy it from them, and they're like, no. And they were such good fans that they would get invited to all of the like the owners' parties where they'd have dinner parties and stuff like that at the stadium and whatnot.
John, thanks for coming in this morning.
Bye, John.
Have a good week.
But everybody just jumps from team to team now.
Yep. Well, you got the show tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I got to find something to talk about tomorrow.
Let's talk about okra.
Okra. Why don't you fry us up some tonight?
I may do. I'm thinking about making a big old crock pot with rice and beans and then putting all these in with it. Some Cajun spices. Yum, yum. Snot, yeah. What if you cook it with other stuff? Come on.
The thing that I'm thinking about making tonight, and I got to make my mind up because I need to get it in the crock pot if I am. It's got, where the hell's that damn list at? It's got, here it is, lean ground beef, onions, minced garlic, green cabbage, beef broth, tomato sauce, shredded carrots, bay leaf, brown sugar, salt and pepper, dried oregano leaves, cooked white rice. That sounds just good as hell. Because I'm going to have to buy the shredded carrots because I don't shred.
Okra's worse than swallowing a booger. All right, folks. Thanks for coming in this morning. We'll see you tomorrow on Tom's show.
Yeah.
Tom's Queen City Pickers channel. And
anybody wants to come in, or anybody that has not tried this before and wants to try it, you know, we're always open to new people, as long as you behave yourself. Still green?
Still up.
Wow.
I think gold and silver went up some too. Yeah, look at silver go. Boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
Of course, it's still down from what it was.
That pound silver block we have might be worth something by the end of the day.
Silver was just nearly, it was down to like $17.50, and today it's $19.71.
When you're holding it, it looks like it's oscillating between green and red. That 71 and 72.
It is. Yeah, every time it goes down a penny, it'll turn red. And every time it goes up a penny, it goes green.
Ain't worried about no damn
So it's
penny.
just constantly going up, down, up, down.
Let's do it when it goes up and down 100 pennies.
Well, it did go up nearly 100 pennies. Today it went up 93 cents an ounce.
Wow.
Which
I need to run the numbers and see what ours is worth
that's
now.
that's like a 4% increase in one day.
Because what I did,
wish my other investments would do that good.
I created a spreadsheet, and I can, on the front page, I can key in the current value of gold and silver, and then it tells me what our cost was for when we bought each one of the coins or whatnot, and then it tells me what the current value of it is, and then it tells me how much we won or lost.
Yeah, gold went up $13 this morning.
Wow.
But it's still down from what it was.
Oh, excuse me.
Anyway, all right, folks.
All right, good night. Okay, good night.
Good night, Irene.
I didn't sleep with a crap last night. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.